Cultural fishing for us and the access for us as a family is extremely important. We've always maintained that connection. It's part of who we are as saltwater people, you know, as a Gudjambara.
The importance of cultural fishing to me is to know how to catch the type of things that are swimming around the ocean, and having the knowledge of people that might pass down to you to be able to do it.
With us being saltwater people, fishing and our marine environment has always been a major part of our growing up, our childhood, and it's a big part of, I suppose, what makes our community come together as well.
Our knowledge system is set up that our transfer of knowledge is a social activity. A lot of that social activity happens around going out and catching food and sharing food with one another.
We're still connected to this place, and we understand that we're all here coexisting, but we've got the other impacts of colonialism and those things around land tenure. So even, you know, the tenure of the waterways, what we're allowed to and not allowed to do in the waterways, and say to us, we can't go and collect this, we can't eat that.
To better support the needs of local Aboriginal communities, the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, Fisheries, is partnering with the Hastings and Tweed coastal communities, trialling a new approach called a Cultural Fishing Local Management Plan, or LMP. The process for developing the Tweed LMP was guided by the community and built on previous work done by Associate Professor Stephen Schneerer and Hayley Egan.
Our journey's been a long one, but an exciting and an important one.
Things have changed. Fisheries got involved, which is good, because we've got to share the fish with a lot of people.
Over many years we had lots of community involved in documenting when they'd go fishing, where.
The department was able to take its time and systematically work through the process with the community, and particularly those elements around co-design, which are so important in this space.
It took a bit of a while to build trust in that, but when the trust was built and we really sit down as a community and talked about what we actually take, where we're taking it from, who's taking what we take it for. It was really an eye-opener for us in our cultural identity to say, you know what, the ways of that we're taking and what we're taking is still supporting the system, and we're still looking after country the way that the old people taught us to.
Sometimes we work on a bit of a different time to maybe what our governments have a timeline of, and I think government understanding that process, that it has to be consulted within community and with all of our community, is really important, and them allowing for that to happen.
These things take time, and building those relationships to get it right are absolutely critical, and has been fundamental to the success of this project.
That grew into us being selected as an area for a trial cultural fishing plan. But to get to that point, workshops were held in relation to like what allowable catch were allowed, what species, how many, what methods were used, all those type of things, which has then led us to the draft plan that got approved last year.
The consultation was back and forth. There was lots of opportunity for input from community, so I think that was something that was done really well. But then also the community recognising who had knowledge for what and who could contribute, and that kind of got narrowed down and ended up with a plan that really fits our community. We're operating by cultural systems, so when those cultural systems are aligned with the system that you're trying to implement, you're always going to get a better outcome.
What the cultural fishing plan has done for us has reconnected and reinvigorated a lot of our community to actually get back and do cultural fishing, because prior to that we were lumped in with recreational fishers.
It's great that we've got a plan, but I'd love to see the community more involved in implementing the plan and actually regulating and managing the plan. I think that's the next step for us as a community.
What this has done has brought a lot of us together, because on our steering committee we have representatives that set up, so we do have representatives from all around the Tweed Valley.
Look, I think we've created a model that we can work with, and it's not going to be the same for every community. We've got to be able to adapt and recognise those differences.
But that is a huge step forward, and I guess it gives hope to us as a local community that these fellas are listening. And I think, there's a huge shift in the people that are the decision makers are starting to understand the value of cultural fishing practices.
Fingernails a bit. Need your fingernails trimmed? No?